Well, Tim Ferguson is our special guest host today. It's always great having you on the panel, Tim.
Oh, it's great to see everybody here. How are you going? Oh, my Lord. Look at all these people. How do you get all of these people in?
I know,
Public transport.
We lure them in with food. Hey, you are, of course, a comic and TV genius and legend.
Genius, did you hear that?
Yeah, with a capital G.
Let's go on the website.
But life hasn't always been easy for you, has it? We were just talking in the break about your struggles with MS.
Yeah. Oh, I've had MS for, well, since I was about 19. It was hanging around. Took a long time to find out what it was, but yeah, it's MS is a condition of the brain, which is why virtually anything in your system can be affected by this thing. There are people who, get numbness, people get pain, people feel like they're on fire.
What's it done to you?
For me, it's made my left leg just even dumber than before. I mean, I couldn't dance, but now from the knee down, I don't feel any pain, but it just doesn't take any orders. So these days I get around in a wheelchair just because it's more convenient than lurching around the place.
And how do you deal with that? I mean, you say from 19 you've been dealing with the symptoms, and then over time it's got worse. How do you manage that as a handsome young bloke?
Well, I'm a man, so I go into full-flown denial as often as I can. So when it comes to planning things, I pretty well try to plan everything and, overreach and try to ignore the fact that I'm going to be quite slow when I get there.
And it was extreme. I was a big fan of you when I was growing up. I used to watch the Doug Anthony All-Stars on the big gig and everything. I had absolutely no idea, and you kept it hidden for so long, but it comes in these sort of spasms and waves, and then, as I understand it, you don't come back as well, or the fear is that you don't come back from these sort of spasms. But now there's a new wonder drug that could actually stop these things from happening or happening as much.
Yeah, there's a new drug that's just come out called Plegridy, and it's got a couple of good benefits. One is that you only need to have a dose every fortnight, as opposed to, jabbing and pills and a whole bunch of medications that can just get in the way of your everyday schedule. But of course, and it's another way of attacking MS, so it reduces the frequency and the severity of attacks.
And it's available on the PBS as well.
Yeah, it's on the PBS, so it won't cost people, much to buy. It's part of just the space-age revolutions that are ongoing all the time of people coming up with new ways.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it's terrific to see. Yeah, very exciting.
It's amazing, isn't it?
All right, we're going to talk a little bit later as well about the Doug Anthony All-Stars touring again. We're very excited about that. In the meantime, the greatest album of all time. What's your favourite? That and a whole lot more after this very short break.